Hello, everybody. So I just wanted, real quick, it'd be a pretty quick video, but I thought of it as I was as I was writing this to a Facebook status. I'm going to do 5 movies that I've seen. Well, for the most, like, from actually, I can't think of the words here. Sorry, that I've actually seen in the last couple of years, even though the majority of them have been the last couple of nights because of quarantine. So I'm going to go into these, and because I really want to get these names out there. I want these movies to get more attention. Now, you may not like some of these. Maybe you won't. Especially, I think there's one of them I think some people really won't like, even though I loved it, and it's the first one I'm going to talk about. But I'm going to jump right into this instead of delaying anymore. So, the first one is Leaving DC. Now, first off, I'll say this is a found footage movie, which will immediately turn some people off. I understand there are people out there who completely do not like this genre. Now, I love this genre when it's done correctly. The problem with this genre is the oversaturated market of just the same thing over and over and over, and it gets so stale. This one's fresh to me. It follows a man who he's some part of some support group. I don't remember for what, but he moves out to, I think it's Virginia, like way out in the woods, into a big and fairly big and nice house, and he starts recording stuff to send back to his support group to show how he's doing. Well, basically, he starts hearing strange sounds in the night. He witnesses strange events, and I can't say too much because I don't want to spoil anything. I can't really say what he saw, what he heard, because that'll really spoil too much. But instead of a lot of creepy images and jump scares, this movie focuses more on suspense and mystery about what is really going on to this guy. You kind of start to feel isolated with him the more and more stuff goes on, and you start to like really feel his fear a bit. He's not the most likable person in the world, and there's a part in the movie that really shows that. Again, I can't spoil it, but I felt it was a refreshing take on found footage. Again, not for everybody, but one I highly recommend to watch. If you like it, great. If not, hey, whatever. At least getting the movie out there. The second one is Lake Mungo. Now, this one is more well known than some of the others on this list, but I still don't hear a lot of people talking about it. The basic plot is a young girl dies, and her family starts trying, like, hearing things, hearing rumors and such, and they start having the supernatural weird events. So they start setting up cameras and catching things. Now, this doesn't come off as another Paranormal Activity thing. It actually is pretty fresh and unique. It sounds like it wouldn't be. It sounds like, oh, just another one of those Paranormal Activity movies, which I actually liked the first one, and they kept going. They got a little stale, but this one, it doesn't feel like Paranormal Activity to me. It feels fresh and new. There are a few kind of twists in it, and again, I can't say too much about these movies because they'll spoil things and ruin them. But it's highly recommended. It actually has a bit of a creepy atmosphere at sometimes, and sometimes I was like, ooh, whoa, whoa. Like, there are things I will say pay attention. So I'm going to say pay attention, because you'll see things in the background and be like, holy shit, look at that. And they easily miss it too. And that's one thing I really like about it. Okay, let me get bearings here. The third one is Brown Paper Bag. Now, this one is different from the other movies on this list, because most of them are horror thriller, and this is thriller in a way, but it's not. I think it's set in 1947, and and I have to say this because it's very relevant to the plot. It's a black man who wants to make it in Hollywood, become an actor, but as we know, back then racism was still very strong and very much out in the open, so he's struggling, and the movie does a good job of showing that racism is bad, which some of y'all know, but it never gets, or it's cramming down your throat, every scene, oh my god, do we get it? Yeah, it's terrible. It's a terrible, terrible thing. I'm not promoting it in any way, but this movie does a good job of bringing that point up without bringing it up too much, and it just comes, okay, we get it. But eventually, he's put on a case where he has to find a missing starlet. And it's a very well done, well acted, modern day film noir. And it's just, he follows the story through, and I can't say, again, I can't say much without spoiling it, but, like, it's just a very emotional movie in a way, without going overboard. And I think the acting is really top notch. Story does well. It brings in fresh breath to the film noir while still being faithful to the genre. Okay? Number 4 is British Made. Now, this one, a lot of people will interpret the wrong way because it's about a skinhead who is in jail for like a terrible hate crime. He gets out, and basically he starts looking for his old girlfriend, and that unravels this whole path, and he goes down this downward spiral. And some people will misinterpret this movie as skinheads are good. He's a good guy. No, he's not. It's not pro skinhead in any way. The movie is about how hate leads to more hate, and you just go down this downward spiral. Now, what this movie does that I thought was really well done and sucked me in is, at times, it almost makes you sympathize with him. And then it's like, oh no, wait, remember this guy's an asshole. This guy is a piece of shit. And again, with all these movies, I can't say too much without spoiling it, but it's just a great downward spiral. You really see the emotion through him. And again, you almost sympathize with him. You're like, no, this person's it's not a good person at all, and you have to bring yourself back. It almost tricks you in that way, and that's why I think a lot of people interpret it wrong. But even the tagline for the movie is "Hate leads to more hate" or something along those lines. It's one of those movies that after the credits you'll be sitting there like, just like, oh my god, this movie really makes me think. Number 5, For the Weekend. Now this, I was reluctant to watch this because the premise has been done so many times. A bunch of friends who haven't seen each other in a long time get together for a vacation. They rent a house. I think it's in the Arizona desert. But where a lot of movies like that can become stale and overdone and predictable, this one does a really good job of it because, for one, weird things start happening pretty quickly, and the way it ramps up and the scale of how the weird things get and the timing of it, it doesn't go too fast to where it's like piling things on, and confuses you. But it's not so slow, like, come on, get to the point already. And eventually one of them disappears, and that's not a spoiler because the description of the movie says that. And tensions get high, they start blaming each other, things are brought up about like the characters from their past and stuff, and they start blaming each other, and tensions get high. There's distrust amongst them, and things just keep getting weirder and weirder and weirder. And it does a great job of showing how quickly tensions can rise and mistrust can come up between people who were a few minutes ago, for the most part, really close and happy and all that stuff. It definitely sets itself off from the rest of the movies like that. And again, I can't say too much without spoiling anything, but I highly recommend that one. I highly recommend all the movies on this list. And another one I'll throw out there really quick, because For the Weekend remind me of it, is The Invitation. And the only reason I'm not going to get too much into that one is because it's fairly well known, because it's on Netflix. But it's kind of the same thing. Old friends meet together and then some really weird shit starts happening. But that's also really fresh and unique. So there are 5 and a bonus 6th one that I think everybody should check out.